Hello everyone, and welcome to my unbiased review of the Rolex Daytona versus the Omega Speedmaster Professional. So for this review, I'm going to basically go back and forth between both watches, give my pros and my cons, and basically my assessment and my overall review and my own opinion of both these watches and how they wear. So I'm sure what everyone wants to see. Let's start off with the Daytona. So here is the Rolex Daytona in a two-tone stainless steel and gold with the factory diamond dial. Let's get a good focus on there. Oh yeah. So, this sports the Oyster bracelet, which is pretty awesome and really sturdy at that. Let's first go over some of the main aesthetics to the watch. So, it's a two-tone with 18-karat yellow gold along the bracelet, as well as the bezel and the inner markings of the dial. This dial is actually a little special. It is the mother of pearl factory diamond dial from Rolex, one of the newer models. And let's see if you can get a good look at that seconds hand. That seconds hand is pretty cool. A nice arrow. Got to unscrew this. Take a look at it. There it goes. You can just barely see it. There it is. Now, one thing I do like about the Daytona is the screw down pushers, which improve the waterproof efficiency of the watch, as well as kind of keep them sunk in so they're not hitting your wrist as much as you're wearing them. Something I really enjoy about the watch. This is the 41-30 movement. So this is kind of a new movement for Rolex, one of the first Daytona movements that feature a column wheel mechanism, which is great and improves efficiency of the watch. This piece has a 72-hour power reserve when fully wound, which is awesome, versus the 48-hour power reserve of the Speedmaster. Which is alright. And this also has a much sturdier weight. So just the case of this watch is supposed to be 125 grams. That's not including the Oyster bracelet. Gold might actually increase that weight a little bit. Versus the case of the Speedmaster, which is only supposed to be 80 grams. And I went to the Omega boutique and I was kind of curious as to why the weight is so different, because they have both similar sizes, steel cases. Why is the weight really that different? And one of the main reasons is because of the sapphire crystal on this piece. And sapphire crystal apparently weighs much more than Hesalite, which you'll see on the Speedmaster in a second. And the rotor. So this is an automatic movement, not a manual wind movement like the Speedmaster. And the reason it weighs so much is because it has to have that balance wheel as well as the crystal. So that adds some weight there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the Speedmaster now, and then I'll do a little bit more of a critical comparison, telling you the things I like more on the Speedmaster versus the things I like more on the Daytona. So I'm going to set this down right here on its box and just move that over to the side. Now, here is the Speedmaster. This is the Omega Speedmaster Professional, or Omega Speedmaster Professional Man on the Moon. This piece sports the Hesalite crystal, which if you watch my other video, you'll know all about, as well as the manual wind movement, which no written case back, so awesome piece. Let's get one thing I do like about the Speedmaster versus the Daytona is just the dial. Although this specific version of the Daytona has the upgraded dial with the factory diamond dial, I still think the black with white hand markers just looks better. It just really gives you a much more visual look when you're checking out your dial, and a much more aesthetically pleasing view throughout the day, as well as the loom. The loom on this piece is far superior to that of the Rolex, which one thing I like about it. So let's give you guys a look at the chrono. There it goes. Awesome. Really nice piece. Both of these watches sport a tachmeter up here, which is to measure either distance or speed, whichever one you're using. And this is stainless steel, of course, so not as nice as the gold bracelet. So there's our bracelet. So now I'm going to go over the main thing I prefer on the Daytona to the Speedmaster. And that is the bracelet on the Daytona, I would say, is a magnitude of 5 times better to the bracelet on the Speedmaster. And what I mean by that is just the sturdiness of the bracelet, as well as the overall feel and weight, is much better on the Daytona versus that of the Speedmaster. I know you can't really tell, but the weight on the bracelet of the Daytona is probably a good 3 times more than that of the Speedmaster, which is something I really wish Omega put a little bit more effort into making this this bracelet a little more luxurious, I would say. Let's get a good look at the side-by-side clasps. That's nice. There we go. Awesome. Both have a deployment clasp type deal, which is great. Just the Oyster bracelet on the Daytona is just much more sturdy, much heavier, gives you a much better feel than on the Omega. Like, you can't even really move it. I'm trying to shake it, it doesn't even move. It's just so sturdy. Now let's look at that again on the Omega. Here's I want to let it focus. I'm sorry. There we go. You can see the writing under there underneath the bracelet. I want you guys to get a good look at that. You see that? It's just, it wiggles, it jiggles. Hear that? Versus the Daytona, which does wiggle and jiggle, and you can hear the balance moving around in there. But it's just a caliber more sturdy than that of the Speedmaster. Something I didn't like. Now, something I love about this Daytona is the bezel. I think the diamond bezel is, I think the gold bezel is really just the way to go with this watch. It really captures people's attention, it gives a good shine, and it's just an awesome piece. This is a real luxury piece when you reach a certain status in your life. So this is not my watch. I, of course, borrowed this to be able to make this video, but I'm happy to have it, even just for a few hours. So that, and let's get a good look at the black tachmeter bezel on the Speedmaster. It's nice, it does scratch easy. So let's get a good side by side. So yeah, this is probably going to conclude my video, but if you have any questions regarding the Daytona versus the Speedmaster, or you have any other questions regarding any certain aspects of either, please reach out, like, subscribe, leave a comment below. I'll always reply to your comments. I'm new to making these videos, so any feedback really does help. I know I'm probably not the best videographer at this point, but it's a work in progress. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'd love to get back to you. For my next video, I will probably compare the Omega Speedmaster Professional, my Omega Speedmaster Professional, to my cousin's Breitling Navitimer, perhaps, or I can probably source a Datejust 2. If someone comments and has a preference to which one they want to see a side-by-side comparison to, I can probably set that up for them. So let me know. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.